Good morning, friends. The purpose of this session is to introduce you to a series of sessions on career counseling, opportunities for the growth, including how to choose the professions and vocations. Friends, before I start, let me apologize that this session is to be going to be live on YouTube, but for some technical reason, the same is postponed to the next Sunday. From next Sunday onwards, we will be having a live sessions, and I request all those to register your names to attend this live session. These are all the free sessions, and it will also have a live question answers also. So friends, please try to take the advantage of this session and have a discussion. Now coming back to the various career counseling, first we'll understand what is a career and why we need to choose a career. What is the very purpose? There are three things basically we can classify if anybody wanted to work. That is, you work for living to earn the money, and you also work for a passion to give out your spirits and your whatever the talents you have. And third is the work for the responsibility, to take the responsibility of yourself, society and all this. If you classify these three into the various segments, we will have a lot innumerable opportunities, and there is no death. In fact, in the world we are talking about the unemployment. Honestly, there is no unemployment anywhere on the earth, because we have the enough resources for our livelihood. We have enough opportunities to express our talents. Only thing is we have to work sincerely towards that. Now coming back to choosing the talents and when and at what stage you have to do it. Before that, let me just give you a simple psychological issue with the children particularly. See, when a child is born, up to 6 years it is his incubation period to come into the real world. And once he or she, the child comes over 6 months, then she or he starts observing the world. 6 months to 6 years is the golden period for a child, where the child should be totally left open to her choices without any influence by the parents, by the society, by anybody else. No schooling, no specific particular task is to given. The child understands the society during this almost 6 years, like 6 months to 6 years. They will observe everything. The good observations make the child to understand the good, bad observations make the child to understand the bad, also in the implementation. So this is a very critical period in the human race. 6 months to 6 years, it's the responsibility of the parents that you should ensure that child is exposed to the right atmosphere with respect to all the aspects, with respect to the food they eat, with respect to the environment they live in, with respect to other influential various other things. And friends, once a child crosses the 6 years, that's where they start their real career with respect to the education, like grade 1, class 1 or whatever the from 6 years to 12 years. This is a period where child is exposed to the world also. The world is a mini world, like a schools, friends, along with the parents, during which a good guidance only will help them, because they start creating, identifying their own talents, what they wanted to become based on the different type of influences. And this is the period they should be made analysis their future, what they wanted to become based on their inherent talents in them. So that is the motivation and encouragement a child should get. Now from 12 years to say 16 years or even 18 years, this is a period child developed into a full-fledged adolescent, where they wanted to choose what they wanted to become in the life. You have so many opportunities, so many avenues are there. Like you have an educational, you have a vocation, you have a cultural, artistic, sports, many other. So this is the period. Once child crosses the 12 years, from 6 to 12, they come to some conclusion or idea that what they wanted to become. And 12 years to 18 years is the foundation they wanted to receive based on the talents and the interest. And after that, they will be led to choose, and from there they start the career. This is with respect to the psychological feeling of a human carrier. Now coming back to another important aspect is why anybody should work. Whether we accept or not to be hypocritic, we are working for the money. Ultimately, it's a livelihood. You have to survive, then you have to enjoy the life. It may be up to the luxuries or whatever. So the child has to go into the adult and then they have to earn the money for their living. That is an important. Then how do you earn the money? There are so many ways of earn the money. I am not going to touch anything that is unprofessional, but I am only going to touch those aspects where a child can legally and professionally enter into a career and then earn the money. So this is what after 18 years the child will try to understand. So in this process there may be people whose focus is the money, there may be people whose focus is the society, there may be people whose focus is the art, culture, literature, or even the theology. So whatsoever, they will decide during this based on their exposure from the 6 years to 18 years. A phase of 6 to 6, 12 years and 12 years to the 18 years. From this, people will start looking at. And friends, in this session, with this brief introduction, I would like to say that there are so many avenues and I will be discussing for each type of a classification, each type of a profession, each type of a vocation, what are the chances, what are the avenues, how they can develop. And in the process, how the parents should restrict or should not restrict, how the teacher should influence or should not influence, how the society should expose to them or should not expose to them. These are all the critical parameters I'll be discussing in my next session. Friends, I'm sure this will be helpful to particularly all the students who are looking into their career and also all the parents who wanted to guide their children and all the teachers who wanted to bring up their students to a particular life. So these sessions will be every Sunday. It will be notified once you subscribe to this channel one day before with the timings, and there will be also a registration form will be given. So please do registration. It's free of charge, and this is also a question and answer. The session will be approximately around 2 hours, of which 1.5 hours will be the main core topics discussion and half an hour will be the question and answer session. I hope this will be useful to all those, and please do subscribe and follow. Thank you very much.